characters are what drive the plot. The plot does not drive character. The character drives the plot. So that if she on page 1 were a completely grounded, happy, chill, hippie woman, the plot wouldn't happen. So what is it flawed about her that gets her involved with this and keeps getting it worse and worse and worse?
I guess maybe underachieving and not even underachieving.
Well, maybe she has like her flaw is that she has no standards. She has no, there's no floor for her. So I'm just brainstorming, thinking aloud for here. So a cold is an illness, right? Or the flu is an illness. Now, what symptoms of the flu do you have? Because not everybody has the same flu, right?
Right.
It might be the stomach flu, it might be fever, whatever it is. So if her flaw, say for example, is that she has very low standards, what does that look like in her life? If she doesn't take care of herself, but she also doesn't do very well for other people either, that everything is just very whatever for her, does she appreciate other people? Are there standards of excellence in her life at all?
I think so. She's a very good friend to her best friend, listens, and she's a kind person, but she just lives in this fantasy world all the time. Like, she'll just go off and stare off and, a shiny object or whatever. She doesn't focus.
Your character sounds pretty nice on page 1. She sounds like a nice girl. I like her. Where does that leave her to go? You know what I mean? What I tell my writers is that if you think at the top of your script, and I know I'm being a little silly, but almost, this is at the top of the script, this is a frowny face. This is an unhappy person who things are not going very well for her. Over the course of the script, she is going to become whole and complete and finally find her happiness. So if a plot is really driven by her flaw at the top of the script, if she's just fooling around and it was funny and it wasn't her fault that she got fired and her boss is kind of a jerk, she seems like a nice person. Like, how is she, in order for her to become happy and whole and really responsible, she's got to be flawed at the top. I think what a lot of writers do is fall in love with this person, who's whole and wonderful, and don't set them up to take enough of a journey at the beginning. So I would guess that you need to sort of dig a little deeper into her flaws and what she does not do right that brings all this upon her. If it just happens, this is a character who sounds a little bit like things happen to her, but things don't happen to your character. They happen because of who they are. So the helium balloon thing, it's funny and it's a great set piece and you should keep it, but what else in her life really paints a picture of a person who is not focusing, who's not being a grown-up? And so, that's kind of what that would suggest to me, that she needs to grow up. She's got this fantasy life, etc., but she needs to grow up. So we need to show her not being grown up here in a way that is more active. Where other people are, she is not. She kind of has to be an F-up a little bit in order to become not one later. So, that's the sense I get from you, is that you might be a little bit fond of her and not wanting to, in order to show her being this great person in the end, she's got to take a journey of change, and things have to be because of her flaw. Because if she were a totally whole, happy person, at the top of the script, you would just roll the credits and it would be over.